Mayflom here. I just pulled my brand new Fiskars trimmer out of the box, and I want to do a video about this because I saw this at the Creative Asian Trade Show. It was just like down in the corner, and I said, wait a minute, what is that? And it was so exciting that I went back to my hotel room, ordered one on Amazon, and I'll have a link there in the video. And I want to show you why I'm excited, why I've just replaced my old trimmer with this one, and just what's so good about it. So my former trimmer is this one right here. This is a Fiskars trimmer. And it goes to 8.5 inches this direction. I mean, it's big. It sits here. The problem that I have with this, I've loved this trimmer. I've been using this trimmer for as long as I can remember, at least 12 years, maybe 14. And it's great because this is a metal bar and this lifts up really nicely. These pads last a long time. There's a lot of good I can say about this trimmer. However, this trimmer is starting, there are some plastic pieces that are starting to disintegrate. I am starting to have some trouble with the rotary part of this just because it's really old and pieces are starting to wear out. So I've been dreading replacing it because there's nothing on the market that I want until now. So this is the trimmer. I'm going to turn it this way so you can see with relation to my hand. So I have small to medium, I have medium hands, I guess. So it is shorter than my hand. It is a couple inches, I'm going to guess to make about 4 inches high. And for some of you that is a factor, but it's really not that tall. This metal bar here, this holds the blade, okay? So that is the blade. Now here it gets really exciting because there is not any blade replacements because the way that this is designed, this is a sharp metal edge and it's self-sharpening. So every time, you know, when you're rolling this along and cutting it, the blade is not dulling, and that's really exciting to me. It is familiar. It is similar colors. It is some similar features. So the blade, if you have the blade in the middle, you cannot really lift this up. You see how that kind of goes wonky? You need the blade to be at one end or the other. There's a cutout on each end for the blade. And then this right here locks this down, which is nice for storing it. It's going out to 5.5 inches here, and I love that that mark is there. It's going out to 5.5 inches here, which is really great because that's big enough for a lot of my projects. However, when we want it, and I'm going to turn it sideways now so you can see the length, it does also fold out. Now here's what I like about the folding part. So when it is folded and it's got those little feet on it, it's totally operational folded. So if space is an issue, you can operate it just like this. But when you want it to be the full, and it goes to 13 inches, which I think is really nice. I think that's really nice because I like having all of that depth. I also like how the lines go all the way across. I also like, let's see, let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that gets a little weird. Oh, I like how the inches is there. So it's a little not as good of sideways lining up or counting. Not that that's a huge deal. Not that that matters a ton. But there are times when I like to be able to count. And the way that this is, I would have to get something out to measure it. But the way it is, I can't easily count this way exactly what's going on. I mean, there are lines, but I don't know how those, I assume that this is one and then this is, no, that doesn't look right. Well, anyway, you get my point. I can't easily, we get to the middle here and it's a little weird. We get to the edge here and it's a little weird. I can't as easily count across, but it is just slightly bigger than 12 inches across so that you can put whatever it is you need to put into there to cut. And it will cut. So here's some glitter foam. I like to align to this side, but you absolutely can align to this other side over here. And you just bring it down along. Now, what I'm loving about this is these bars are super heavy duty. So, and that's a beautiful smooth cut. These bars are super heavy duty, which is important to me because it means I can never wobble. This is always going to give me a beautiful, smooth, clean cut. That's super important to me. And this is a nice thick foam. I've cut some chipboard with it, tested some, let's see, we could test our vinyl. We get a nice clean cut off of my vinyl sheet here. And let's see how it does. So again, I love that there's these little rails because it helps you line up a straight cut. But look at how nicely, and I have to go all the way to pull this up. Look at how nicely this cuts a tiny sliver. A big problem I have with like a lot of guillotine style trimmers is they will not cut little slivers. They get all weird or like try to pull it down instead of slice. This is just really exciting to me and really a beautifully thought out trimmer. Not that I would expect anything less from the company that's been doing my trimmers for so long. And there is, just so you know, when you get it, you don't have to remove it, but there is a plastic protective covering to take off. I just mentioned that because sometimes people will say, well, there's a weird like film to this. Yes, it's a protective coating that they have on it that you can remove, and it's on all the pieces, so you can pull it all off if you like. Anyhow, this is my paper trimmer now. The old one is being retired and this one is taking its place, and I'm super excited for all the reasons that I'm showing you here. I mean, it just has every single feature that I want in a trimmer. I need to be able to cut tiny slivers of material. Watch, let's see, let's put this through the other way. I need to be able to cut random little bits. Like you saw that, it doesn't even wiggle because this helps us, and the design of it is so well thought out that it really does a great job. And when I look over on this side, you know, there's just all the little bits and pieces are going to work out beautifully. And yes, there are a little over 2 inches measuring on this side of the cut, which I really like because sometimes I will say I want 2 inches cut off of this. And so I could go like so and then measure out to where 2 inches is, although it's kind of hard to see because the camera stuff's in the way, and trim it. And I really like how the blades go beyond the cutting area fully, so it's never going to get in my way. I'm always going to be able to trim whatever I need to trim, however big or small. And basically, I'm having a lot of success with the different projects, the different materials that I cut. So that is my 7-minute ramble on this paper trimmer. For more information and a link to Amazon, that's where I found it, you can check out the description in this video, and I'll put a post up on my blog as well just to share with you guys just a recap of why I'm so excited about this and why this is now the paper trimmer here in the studio. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.